The new build of iRacing launched this week, and there's been a complete overhaul of how the GT3s work. I'm going to try them out in a quick open race and see if they're good or if they've been completely broken. Let's go find out. Alright, so there is a bunch of new content in this build. We have a LMDH, we have an 86, and a bunch of other changes as well. But the update that it seems the most people care about are the changes to the most popular class in all of sim racing, and that is GT3. Do you love racing GT3 on iRacing, and which GT3 is your favorite? Definitely let us know in the comments, even if you rather ACC or something instead. And if you liked the video, give us a like and remember to subscribe for more racing videos. So GT3s on iRacing have been completely reworked front to back after collaborating with a bunch of real-world GT3 drivers. It's also received the new damage model, which is awesome, even though it's sometimes a little buggy. And pit stops have been changed a bit as well. So you can now refuel and change tires at the same time, which will kind of change the strategy a little bit, I think. And apparently you can only make a set of tires last a single stint before changing them. So maybe we won't see so much double stinting and triple stinting once we get to the special events like Daytona in January. Anyway, today I'll be driving the Porsche 911 GT3 at a brand new track in iRacing, which once hosted the French Grand Prix, Maine-Coeur. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm on the formation lap at Maine-Coeur in my lovely Porsche GT3. It's been completely changed. I'm really interested to see what it's like to drive. I'm on the baseline setup because all the previous setups have been broken. So you have to run baseline at the moment. Let's see how it goes. It is go time.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, some people are very off the road.
Right side, clear. Left side.
All right, so we're live off the start. I should say I'm starting from the back. Well, not the back of the grid, but I didn't qualify.
On the left.
Just to spice it up a bit. I'm being very careful in this first lap. It does. Oh, we've got a spinner.
They're on the left. Car on your left.
I'll tell you what, things are going okay so far. We're about to die up here though. Oh. Feels a bit slippery in the first lap, but otherwise the car feels nice. Okay, we've got an opportunity up here.
Left side. Stay on the left.
Yep, late block, love it, very cool.
Left side.
I'm here, my friends. I'm here.
Clear left. Go right. Left side.
We're both off the road and we're through. All right, busy first lap. My first impressions driving the GT3 compared to what I remember is that it feels heavier than before. Like, I don't know if it's my false feedback settings. It feels like it has more weight to it. Like, even through the high-speed chicanes, the car like moves around a bit more. It's, yeah, it just feels like it has more mass. One of the quotes from iRacing when they've been, oh, we've got another incident. So one of the things from iRacing that they've said is that there's a lot more, I'm pretty sure their quote was, a more defined feel when getting closer to the edge. And from what I can tell, that kind of makes sense. Like, it feels more obvious when the car is on the edge of grip, whether that's understeer or oversteer. I can feel the understeer really well in this car. One of the other things that iRacing has said is that because the cars are heavy and the tires wear out quicker, if you abuse a certain corner, if you like abuse the right front or the left front and use it more than another tire, often it will burn through that section of the car quicker and basically lose grip. This is a week 13 race, so, you know, people are having fun. It's not the most serious race. If you drive a lot of GT3 on iRacing, you'll be aware that you can't use a lot of brake pressure, and I've actually done a video on this on overtake before. Basically, you have to be careful how much brake pressure you use, because if you trigger the ABS, the car will go long. You don't want to be on the ABS. And the brake pads in GT3 have generally been too soft, I guess. You have to brake really lightly on the brake pedal, but they've actually stiffened up all the brake pads in this update. So as a general rule through the GT3 cars, more brake pressure is now what you want, from what I can tell. I'm sure a GT3 expert might be like, no, but That's what I've gathered from the update. This final chicane is really difficult, and so with the new damage model, the car seems to make lots of phantom bonking noises, I guess. It sounds like it's getting hurt a lot. And I can't tell if it actually is or not, but basically going over that chicane, sometimes it makes this really like terrible, just like crunch noise. And I'm like, am I hurting it?
Clear on the right.
Is he gonna pull it up? Legend.
Left 5. Keep to the right.
All right, now we're gonna have a race.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear on the left.
Another thing with the GT3s, the handling's been completely changed on them. Whoa. This corner is so good in this track, oh my god. Handling's been completely changed, but the bop has also been changed. Because the handling's been changed, the balance of performance has changed for every car. So what was sometimes some very strong cars maybe aren't so strong anymore, and vice versa. Just decided to pit. Anyway, we're now in the lead, I guess. So we'll just cruise for a bit. So yes, balance of performance has changed. This car, the Porsche, was insanely quick, and recently the GT3 races have just basically been Porsche Cup. But it doesn't feel as strong anymore, I'll be honest. This car feels like it's lacking a bit of straight line speed. And I was driving against a BMW earlier in the race, and it just felt like they were driving away from me in a straight line. So it seems like the bop's been changed. I reckon we'll see some cars have really distinct strengths and weaknesses now, which is, I think, a good thing. So yeah, another run through the scary chicane. Let's try and not make any scary noises. It sounds so bad. I feel like I'm just tearing a hole out of the bottom of the car. It's not good. I'll also be honest, in my 7 laps of driving the Porsche, I've had some small slides, and the slides feel a lot more catchable, I think. This car feels more loose. Honestly, it feels like it has more oversteer than before, but it actually feels like you can catch the oversteer. Now that I say that, I'll probably crash. Before in this car, it felt like if you got oversteer, you would just die. If you got, like in a GT3 car, you drive it straight, and if you mess it up and get sideways, you can't save it, you crash. But this actually feels a bit more savable. I also feel like the balance this car is becoming more balanced as it gets further into a stint. At the start of this stint, it felt like it had huge amounts of understeer. In the last couple of laps, as I said, it has more oversteer. So it's balancing out, I feel. It just feels like I have more feel on the front tires especially, but also the rear tires. Like it feels heavier, but it also just feels a little bit more connected to the road. I'll be honest, driving this, it doesn't feel like ACC yet, but I feel like this feels more like ACC than iRacing ever has. This feels the most like Assetto Corsa Competizione. Like you can kind of just throw the car around and it'll react in a certain way. I don't know, this feels the closest the Sims have ever felt, and I think that's a really good thing for iRacing. I feel like some people struggle driving the GT3 on iRacing with it randomly killing them, and I think this is a really good change to,
one more lap
I guess, just give more information to drivers about what the car's doing. This long corner, I don't know where to apex it. I think come out to the middle of the track and apex the end of the green section there. I think that's what you want to do. I'm just making this up as I go, to be honest. Also, this video is about the GT3 cars, but honestly, this new Maini Kerr track, which just came out on iRacing this build as well, is really, really good. I'm honestly surprised by how fun it is. I knew it's a good track, but I was scared that it would be so-so on iRacing, but it's actually really, really fun. There are some strangely placed slowdown zones, but otherwise it's really good. All right, a couple more corners to go. Final chicane. And there we go, that's a win. I'm the week 13 champion of GT3, what can I say? Honestly, that was a lot of fun. Always fun to do a no qualifying challenge. And the new GT3s feel really good on iRacing. I'm I'm honestly really impressed with how this feels. The cars have a really nice weight to them. I feel like I have a lot more feel on the wheel, and I don't know, I just feel a lot more connected to the actual racetrack than I've ever felt in iRacing in a GT3 car. I'll be honest, I've not been the biggest fan of GT3 cars before. I don't know, maybe I'll race it a bit more this season if it feels this good. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave us a like and let us know in the comments what GT3 car you'll be running this season. Is it the Porsche, the BMW, Mercedes, McLaren? It's up to you. And for more racing, sim racing videos and much, much more, subscribe to Overtake on YouTube. We'll send you a bunch more videos. Thanks for watching.